All right, guys, we have 3.3 boiling water. So basically I told you guys to describe kind of three of these. For number one, you don't have to do all of them. So the function W gives the temperature in degrees Fahrenheit of a pot of water on our stove. So that's our output. So I'm going to do that label again, like input, output. So our output is the temperature, and it's in degrees Fahrenheit of the stove. And the input is going to be the T minutes. So T is our input, and that's the time on the stove, and it's in minutes. This one is in degrees Fahrenheit. So W of 0 equals 72 means that's going to be our initial temperature when you turn on the stove. Because when you turn on the stove, it's going to be 72 degrees. That's 0 minutes in. 5 minutes in is greater than 2 minutes in. So the temperature after 5 minutes is greater than the temperature after 2 minutes. That makes sense because the stove is heating up. The temperature after 10 minutes is 212 degrees Fahrenheit. The temperature after 12 minutes is the same as the temperature after 10 minutes. That makes sense because it probably was heating up until it was 212, which is boiling for Fahrenheit, and it's 100 degrees Celsius boiling, 212 for Fahrenheit boiling. So that makes sense that it would stay the same after that. W of 15 is greater than W of 30. It probably started cooling down, so after 15 minutes the temperature was higher than after 30 minutes. W of 0 is less than W of 30, so after 30 minutes it probably hasn't totally cooled down yet. So assuming all of those are true, we are going to make a graph. So I'm going to put in first the ones we know for sure. So 72 degrees it started. W of 10 is 212. So we're going to put that in here, right about 212. W of 12 is the same as W of 10. Oops. So that would be right about here. And it probably stayed 212. Does it say what time it started cooling down? Probably not. I would maybe assume after 15 minutes, then the stove started cooling because W of 15 is greater than W of 30. So I would assume it started, the temperature started climbing probably pretty evenly. And then you had the oven on or the stove on. And then it doesn't actually tell us, let's see, when it started cooling. We know W of 30 is greater, so it doesn't go all the way back down to 72. But at some point, we're going to start going down, and it's cooling, and that W of 30 is greater. So that is what mine looked like. Yours probably might look a little bit different. Some features yours should have, though, is the flat constant at the top. When it reaches 212, I don't believe the stove's going to get hotter than that. And then it should be climbing up to there, and it should be climbing back down. And then where it ends is greater than where we started. All right, that was 3.